Coming up.
Oh, I love it when people start a sentence that way.
This means it's going to be really juicy.
You will never know.
Am I nearly there yet?
Ooh, well, I can give it a very good go.
Strained the old vocals, you know.
I'll do my best, young man.
That's a good question that I should have asked.
Here.
Okay, well, here comes the little session anecdote.
You did a flipping good job of that. Well done, you.
I said a long day, dear, a long day.
And now, enjoy the podcast.
How do you say that?
How do you say that?
How do you say that?
How do you say that? Hello and welcome to today's episode of How Do You Say That, sponsored by BritishVoiceover.co.uk, the podcast for voiceovers, podcasters and anyone else who reads scripts out loud, really. It's all about proving that there isn't just one way to read a script, but a multitude of different ways. My usual lovely co-host Sam Boffin can't be with us this week, so bravely stepping into her shoes is the wonderful voice actor and branding expert Clare Reeves. Hello, Clare.
Hello, Mark.
Lovely to have you here. Now, a fun fact about Clare, she has a pedigree dog named after her. What's the story there, then?
Well, when I was a local radio presenter, a listener who was a dog breeder, her dog gave birth while I was on air, along with some of my colleague presenters.
Right.
And she was very fond of us and our radio station and kindly named the three of the pedigree pups after three of us presenters. So It's a Pomeranian and it's registered at the kennel. It's long dead.
Oh,
bless it.
Some years ago then.
Some years ago. But if you did happen to want to search up Clare Reeves at the Kennel Club, you will discover that there is a little fluffy white Pomeranian named after me. There we
How
are.
exciting. Do you have anything in common with a Pomeranian?
Well, apparently she was quite a champ, so no. Anyway, my co-host is Mark Rise, who was the continuity voice on Challenge TV for nearly a decade.
Uh-huh.
Which is why he has nearly encyclopedic knowledge of all the game shows.
To be fair, once you've introduced classic Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 1,000 times, pretty much, and you've watched the episodes, you pretty much know what's going on.
We have a special guest, because we do that on this show, don't we, apparently?
We do, yeah.
And this week, we have the amazing Leonie Schliesing.
Hello, Leonie.
Hello.
Hi.
That was a build-up and a half, wasn't it?
I know, yeah. I feel like I've got a bit of pressure to live up to now.
No.
Of course you do.
It's all very easy. Just have fun. Well, Leonie is a voice actor and a singer born in Germany. They made the big move to London in 2013 to attend drama school and never left. Their career in performing arts started in musical theatre and has taken Leonie around the world as lead vocalist on various cruises, as well as at Disneyland Paris and onto film sets and theatre stages in and around London.
In 2016, Leonie stumbled into the wonderful world of voice acting and fell in love. In 2019, she went full-time, and since then, they have voiced commercials for PlayStation, Smarties and Shopify.
Wow.
Corporate work for Mercedes-Benz, Salesforce and Amazon. Have you heard of these tiny clients?
Tiny companies, never heard of them.
And given life to characters in various dubbing projects and video games, such as Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Wowzers!
That's a big credit. Well, in the last few weeks, Leonie won a One Voice Award for Best Performance in Audio Drama for Doctor Who, The New Adventures of Bernice Summerfield, Volume 7. Well done, Leonie. That's
so
a
much.
cracking award.
That is brilliant. Congratulations. Do you have a fun fact for us?
So normally my fun fact is that I can wiggle my nose, which doesn't really work very well on a podcast. So I've had to come up with a new fun fact, which is that in 2008, I was in the finale of the French University Volleyball Championships.
Wow. So you're good at volleyball, excellent at volleyball as well then?
I played competitively for 16 years.
No way.
Before moving to England,
Good Lord.
And,
but you don't look old enough to have done it for that long.
I know, I don't. You will never know.
In case you've never seen Leonie's picture, go and check out her website. The details are in the show notes. But, I mean, to be fair, you've drunk from the fountain of youth, I think.
Well, I don't know. It's a genetic thing. My mum looked 30 when she was 50. My sister's 40 this year, and she looks like her children's nanny. So
if you've got it, flaunt it.
Absolutely. Very handy in showbiz as well, actually.
Too right.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at our first script of the show and ask, how do you say
that?
How do you say that?
How do you say that?
Well, this is something I've been working on recently for a big European pharma company. They make short educational videos for their clients and customers. So this is a business-to-consumer script, this. So it's relatively light, this one. Claire, I'm going to ask you to have a go first on it, if that's okay. It's all about the aging process, which ties in quite well to what we were just saying to Leonie.
God, yeah. We're not going to have that as a theme. Thank you for the show. Just so you know.
Fair.
Okay. Why do we age, and can we pull the brake on the process? That is a question which many people would like to find the answer to. Inside each cell, we have our chromosomes and DNA strands. The ends of our chromosomes are equipped with so-called telomeres. As we grow older, our telomeres become increasingly short until they're worn down to the point where a cell cannot divide without the DNA strand unravelling. This causes the cell to perish. When cells reach this stage, they are referred to as senescent cells.
There was a much bigger smile there, wasn't there?
I can't breathe. There's a very long sentence in the middle of that one.
It is a long sentence in the middle.
Yeah.
And
am I nearly there yet?
when a pharma company sends you a script, you just are really glad that it's not full of pharmaceutical names.
True.
Because they're the things that you fall over mainly. But commas are a thing of the past, obviously.
Aren't they? I don't know why that is. I think these sorts of scripts, I think they maybe aren't written originally for reading out loud, and there's a fair bit of copy and paste goes on, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This company uses cartoons quite a lot, so you would see the chromosomes pulling apart and the DNA strands and all of that kind of thing. So they're nice little things for the consumer, so that they understand what they've got to buy next.
It's funny how you can make something with big words like that that's a kind of dry subject fun, isn't it, really? I mean, this is basic voiceover stuff. Make a dull script sound fun, isn't it?
It really is.
It's possible. It's highly possible. And I guess it's what a lot of us do every single day.
Yes,
right?
that is the job, really, isn't
it? Make boring stuff sound fun.
Yeah.
Can you make it sound fun, Leonie? That's the question.
Ooh, well, I can give it a very good go. So, senescent, yes?
Senescent, whatever.
Okay, senescent, cool. Why do we age? And can we pull a brake on the process? That is a question which many people would like to find the answer to. Inside each cell, we have our chromosomes and DNA strands. The ends of our chromosomes are equipped with so-called telomeres. As we grow older, our telomeres become increasingly short, until they are worn down to the point where a cell cannot divide without the DNA strand unravelling. This causes the cell to perish. When cells reach this stage, they are referred to as senescent cells.
I like that. You dialed up the friendly there.
That was super friendly, yes.
And I think at the beginning, it's when you went, can you pull the brake on the process? It's like it really did ask that question so that the audience was going, oh, I wonder. Which is, I guess, what the company exactly wants from that kind of thing.
It's a classic align, escalate, solve, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It felt a little bit children's TV. Like, I felt like I was being quite talking to a toddler.
I know exactly what you mean. I like that.
I think that's an interesting one, because depending on the audience for this, you can, as well as adding dialing up and down the fun, it's about dialing up and down the youth. Do we want to hit people who are interested in this subject with a younger voice or an older voice? It's a marketing decision, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the marketing department chose me, and I market at 35 to 45, so who knows? Potentially. Shall I have a go and show you roughly what I did?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. I'm a bit croaky today. I've been yelling on television a lot over the last few days. So I know. It's like strained the old vocals, Right, let's have a go. Why do we age? And can we pull the brake on the process? That's a question which many people would like to find the answer to. Inside each cell, we have our chromosomes and DNA strands. The ends of our chromosomes are equipped with so-called telomeres. As we grow older, our telomeres become increasingly short until they're worn down to the point where a cell can't divide without the DNA strand unravelling. This causes the cell to perish. When cells reach this stage, they're referred to as senescent cells.
Nice. Very nice.
Okay.
Very chatty, Mark, especially the as we grow older, the challenging the challenging long
the tough bit.
sentence.
Yeah.
Do you think that the chattiness got you through the lack of breathing options?
I think probably so. Also, I noticed, and I did in the original, but I'd forgotten to mention it, that I used the contractions quite a lot.
I noticed that, yeah.
Yes.
That's a question.
This is a client that doesn't mind that. There are some clients, obviously, that we have that go, absolutely not. Read what's written.
Yeah. Interesting.
A lot of clients for something like this are, their objective, as we've said, is to make it fun and to land it properly in people's ears. And we don't generally say cannot, we'd say can't, or, so.
As you said before, it's written like you would read it on a page rather than you would say it out loud, yes.
Yeah.
It reminded me of, the YouTube channel Kurzgesagt in a nutshell.
Oh, I'm not aware of
this
it.
sounds fascinating.
Yeah,
What's this?
it's super fascinating. It's a YouTube channel with the videos are like 10 to 15 minutes long, and they are talking about lots of different like sciencey things. And like, I watched one the other day which said, why can't we just shoot all of our radioactive waste into space? And it was explaining why that wasn't possible.
I thought you were going to say, why can't we shoot all of our radio presenters? And it's like, what? What?
No.
Don't do that.
But yeah, the guy who narrates that it very much reminded me of him, the same kind of style where it's sort of authoritative but chatty.
Can you send me the link and I'll put it in the show notes
Yes,
so that people can have a look? That sounds fascinating. Lovely.
It's really interesting. So maybe that's a kind of a way that they're realising that people are relating to complex subjects is to be, there's an authority in the voice, but there's also a playfulness. Maybe it's something like kind of your favourite science teacher.
Oh, I should have got the leather patches on my jacket, shouldn't I?
The elbow patches, yeah.
It's your favourite science teacher. Actually, it's warm today in my booth, very warm, so I've just got my T-shirt on today.
Okay, that's enough info on that
Yes,
one.
I'm not going any further than that.
So look, it's worthwhile remembering that these are real scripts, everybody.
Yep.
And we'll be working on another real script in a moment. We have changed names and details ofs to avoid copyright issues.
How do you say that?
The next script is from Leonie. Now, Leonie, this is exciting. I have changed the details from what you sent me, but you've just done a big national TV campaign with this, haven't you?
Yeah,
Well done.
It's my first ever UK TV commercial. Because all of the other commercial work I've done in the past has been in German.
Nice.
So yeah, super exciting.
I think it's nice, but the very fact that your first UK TV campaign is all about constipation.
Oh dear.
No, it's just such a twisted bit of fate.
It'll certainly get things moving in your career.
Oh dear.
Okay, well, here comes the little session anecdote where I had about 6 people on the call with me, a lovely director, the agency people, the client, and I read the first take and the director said, oh, lovely, yeah, really nice. On the second line, it sounds a little bit choppy. Do you mind making it a bit looser? And we were all just gone for about a minute.
I don't know how bunged up you're feeling, Claire. But would you like a go?
I've been eating my fruit today, thank you.
Excellent. It's all good. It's all going to be good then.
Regular voiceover. Okay. This is my big break. Good morning with Broncholax. Don't let constipation ruin your day. Try Broncholax. It supports your natural gut rhythm to relieve constipation, making your good morning even better with Broncholax. And try Broncho Ease, a constipation relief gentle enough for long-term use.
See, I can see that running on daytime television.
I know, right?
It ran through my mind that did they want it a lot funnier than that? Or is it quite a straight read, Leonie? What did they ask you to do?
It wasn't funny, but it was quite upbeat. It had like quite a sort of driving music under it with like a little rap bit.
What?
Yeah.
They weren't asking you to do good morning with this.
It was more. Yeah. I think that would go really well with it.
Yeah, exactly. There's an actual little like good morning, like a rap bit in the middle between the lines.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When's this on the telly? I'm desperate to see it.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be groundbreaking.
Quick question for you. What was the length of this?
Yeah, good question.
It's a good question that I should have asked.
So this was the 20-second with a 5-second tag. So 20-second all the way down to even better with Broncholax, and then 5 seconds and try Broncho Ease.
That doesn't sound so bad.
That's okay. That's okay.
I thought you were going to say all of that within 20 seconds,
No,
and that would be a right
25
go.
in total, but it's still fairly pacey.
So it's pacey. All right. Let me have a go and see how pacey I can get.
Go on then.
Okay.
Good morning with Broncholax. Don't let constipation ruin your day. Try Broncholax. It supports your natural gut rhythm to relieve constipation, making your good morning even better with Broncholax. And try Broncho Ease, a constipation relief gentle enough for long-term use.
Nice.
I tried not to be too hard with it there. It's like,
try it.
Oh,
It'll
dear.
work. I think you could be softer on the end.
Yes.
I'm not feeling like you're on my side. I think you're just cross with me.
Maybe I need some Broncho Ease.
Maybe you do.
So I'm not quite so hard with it.
Oh, God.
Oh
Dear. You did this deliberately to us, Leonie, didn't
I know.
you? It's like, absolutely.
I mean, when you said to bring a script, I was like, what other could I bring, possibly?
No, you're right to bring
Absolutely
this one.
love it.
You know.
I'm looking forward to the wild card already, and we're not even there yet. So
my goodness.
Good, yes,
Can
of
you imagine?
course.
Right, so Leonie, would
Okay.
you like to give us a kind of quick rundown of how you did it for the client in the session?
Of course, yeah. Okay, let's do it. Good morning with Broncholax. Don't let constipation ruin your day. Try Broncholax. It supports your natural gut rhythm to relieve constipation, making your good morning even better with Broncholax. And try Broncho Ease, a constipation relief gentle enough for long-term use.
Well, she's a
Very
peppy
nice.
girl, isn't she? She's a peppy girl that has used Broncholax.
She's got nothing holding her back or ruining her
It's
day.
super
love that.
happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get to see pictures with it?
Yeah, it was all to picture.
Are there people in this commercial?
Yeah.
Or there are people
Yeah.
with happy smiling
People
faces.
in kind of graphics where they illustrate the process.
Yes, so there's graphics. As I learned it, the MOA, the mode of action, as it's called, and so it starts. Good morning with Broncholax. The person coming out of a bathroom, and you hear the flush going.
Oh my goodness.
That was beautifully peppy. I really like that. So I can
Thanks.
quite see why they went with your voice, because it's a younger voice and it's got that wonderful kind of lilt to it as well. It's beautiful.
I really love hearing a non-native English accent doing this, actually, because I think kind of, you know, as well as sort of your peppy style, I think what that brings is something much more interesting and more relatable just to more people. And, you know, all of those things, including you, represent interesting decisions, don't they, made by the team behind it. I can't help but get geeky on this stuff. You know what I'm like.
No, I love it.
It comes down to what you see in things like auditions, because this would be English but not British English or American English, and they wouldn't necessarily go as far as to say European English with the accent. It's one of those ones that they leave open. But obviously, when you auditioned, they found you and went, "That's exactly what we're looking for."
Yeah. This was actually the breakdown was actually for a UK voice.
Was it?
Yeah, they weren't specifically looking for a non-UK sound.
So you came along and they went, "Oh, we can use that."
Interesting. Because
Yeah.
you do
Yeah.
get, you know, as a UK voice, I won't be the only person feeling this. We do get not too British.
Yes.
You know, quite a lot.
Absolutely
Yeah.
we do. Yep.
It's true.
You know, so maybe we have to just send everybody to you.
Maybe, yeah.
Here's the moment we love.
Yay.
The wild card bit. Dangerous. Let's see if we can approach these scripts, very different scripts, in a completely different way.
All right, Leonie, do you want to pick a genre for Claire to attempt, and which script would you like her to have a go at?
Okay, so Claire, if you wouldn't mind giving me your best Good Morning with Broncholax, as if you were debating in the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my life.
Good one. I like it. Tough though.
Channel your inner Penny Mordaunt.
Actually,
You see, I thought you might have said Theresa May there.
Oh,
very different takes.
Very different. Very different. Or Rachel Reeves, whoever.
Wow. Okay, so this is a challenge. This will be fun. Okay, here we go. This is the political speech version.
Here.
Yes, I need some sounds going on too,
Order.
Good morning with Broncholax. Don't let constipation ruin your day. Try Broncholax. It supports, ladies and gentlemen, your natural gut rhythm to relieve constipation. Making your good morning even better with Broncholax. And try Broncho Ease, a constipation relief gentle enough for long-term use.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Brilliant. Nice. The repetition of gentle enough was so perfect.
I tell you what, Leonie, I could see her on the green benches there, could you?
Right, yeah.
I'll be the one asleep.
Fist. I could see the fist going in the air.
All right. Leonie, your turn for a different motivation. Let's see what I can get you to do. I think I'm going to get you to do the other script as opposed to your one, to the Why Do We Age script.
Okay.
And I would like you to try and play a really old lady saying it.
Okay.
So somebody who is quite aged.
Okay. Okay.
Nice. Yes, exactly that.
I'll do my best, young man. Why do we age? And can we pull the brake on the process? That is a question which many people would like to find the answer to. Certainly I would. Inside each cell, we have our chromosomes and DNA strands. The ends of our chromosomes are equipped with so-called telomeres. As we grow older, our telomeres become increasingly short until they're worn down to the point where a cell cannot divide without the DNA strand unraveling. This causes the cell to perish, and when cells reach this stage, they're referred to as cells.
Just falling asleep there. That was lovely.
She's tired now.
The characterisation was really
Wasn't
good.
it?
Really
Just put
good.
a blanket over her and let her sleep. Let her sleep now. Yes, she's had a long day.
I said a long day, dear. A long day.
What?
That was really, really lovely.
That was so good.
It's interesting, and the reason that we do wildcards is that once you've done something like that and then you go back to a script, it gives it a completely kind of different feel, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Sometimes you get maybe a little bit stuck in a certain way of delivering something and you just need to shake it up, for sure.
Yeah, going to that other extreme, I think is really useful for that. And, we all have those moments in the booth. Please tell me it's not just me. And you're standing there and you're going, who am I? What do I think about this? How do I feel about this? Who am I anyway? What am I doing here?
Or, Claire, if you've done it 5-6 times in takes and you've gone,
Yes.
I still haven't nailed this.
Yes.
No. And you find yourself creating, reading it with the same sort of patterns. You're like, I can't snap out of that now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I find it happens to me all the time with call to actions at the end of an explainer.
Oh, yeah.
If you would like more information, get to our website and get in touch with us now.
Yeah.
And get in touch with us now. And get in touch with us now. And you just lose all sense of what that phrase is meant to sound like.
The meaning, ultimately.
Yeah.
Yes. And the call to action is arguably the most important thing of what you're saying. So
It is, but it's so easy just to chuck it away, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And you hear it so often as well. Mm-hmm. Not by anyone that we know, obviously.
Oh, gosh,
no. Right, I need one. I'd like a go.
Do.
Let's get Claire to give me a wildcard genre and which script.
Yes, you're going to go Broncholax.
Right, yeah, I thought you might.
And I'd like you to deliver this in the style of something that I hold close to my heart, which is a serious infrastructure, either documentary or corporate. So you're talking oil rigs, you're talking dam building. Okay.
Right. Okay. I thought for a moment you were going to go with do it like a man who has really bad constipation.
Maybe he has. We haven't asked.
No, maybe. So serious documentary style.
Serious infrastructure documentary, please.
Okay. Right. Good morning with Broncholax. Don't let constipation ruin your day. Try Broncholax. It supports your natural gut rhythm to relieve constipation, making your good morning even better with Broncholax. And try Broncho Ease, a constipation relief gentle enough for long-term use.
Nice. Very,
Lovely.
very serious.
Yeah, very
I know,
serious.
Yeah.
Too serious, do we think?
I think not for documentary,
No.
but yes for Broncholax.
I know. I wouldn't know how to feel about that if I heard that ad on TV. I'd be so confused. Okay, I guess I'm trying Broncholax.
Yeah.
Try Broncholax now.
All right. I think they know where I live and everything.
They probably do.
I'll take the stuff.
They've seen the Broncholax being delivered in the big van.
Feel free to obviously cut this out if this is not relevant. But
I love it when people start a sentence that
This
way.
means it's going to be really juicy.
it was a really interesting when I went to VO Atlanta and I did a workshop with Vince Lebica of DPN Talent, who's like Mr. Commercial. He was talking about exactly that shift from going away from announcery to more of a kind of nurturing conversational type delivery since 9/11, because people wanted to be just kind of held a little bit more and gently nudged rather than like shouted at.
That's really interesting. I hadn't made that connection, but that works in the history timeline really well, doesn't it?
Yeah. I hadn't made that connection that was because we all know it kind of shifted.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it did feel relatively short, that journey between one style
Yes,
and the
you're right.
other.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Goodness me. Well, don't forget, folks, that, we're not alone here with these scripts. You can play along in the privacy of your own booths.
Do it, absolutely.
Yeah.
We put those scripts in the show notes so you can have a try and see how you get on with various styles of Broncholax and aging.
If you want to send them to us and let us listen, even better. If you've got any voiceover questions you'd like answers to, you can send your question for future episodes to podcast@britishvoiceover.co.uk.
And our question this week, in light of Leonie's win at the One Voice Awards recently, congratulations. Didn't think we were going to let that go, did you? Can awards actually help your voiceover career, or is it just nice to have one on the mantelpiece? So, Mark, what do you think?
I won a couple of awards. The way that I think it helped me is I went back to clients or potential clients and went, I've just won this in your field. Can I be added to your roster, please?
Nice.
And certainly when I won the inaugural One Voice for IVR and telephony, I joined 3 really big IVR telephony companies and I'm still working for them.
Okay.
So yeah, in that way, that really did work. But yes, it is also nice to have something gleaming on the mantelpiece.
Absolutely. I mean, I think as well, that's testament to your nous there, Mark, saying, right, I'm going to use this and I'm going to get out there and do the marketing.
Yeah.
Because
Get
it's not
more
going to
work out of
market
it, yeah.
itself sitting on your mantelpiece, is it?
Totally.
It's a tool. Yeah. What do you think,
very much.
Leonie?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've only just won this, so it's difficult to tell whether it's gonna do anything. But I have, since winning this particular award in audio drama, I've started to connect with more audio drama producers and directors on LinkedIn, hoping that they'll just see the post. I haven't yet specifically mentioned to anyone, hey, I've won this, I would love to work more in audio drama. Actually, that's a lie. I did reach out to someone today saying, I've just won this, I would love to work more in the field, I would love to work with you.
I mean, that is a journey that you can just continue down, isn't it? Because this is something that they will go, oh, let me have a listen to that then.
Yeah.
I think it might make people more inclined to open that email and listen to that reel, don't you?
Yeah, I wonder. I think potentially, I would say probably most people in the industry share that opinion. I also know people who think it's a bit of a vanity and doesn't really say anything because, it's not representative, because it's not out of every single person in the industry or whatever. But I think the majority of people will probably see it as some kind of seal of quality.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my point of view of this is different to both of you. In that I surprised Mark by telling him that I've never won an award.
See, I'm so surprised at that because I thought you'd won lots.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
No.
It's the energy you give off, I think. It's the award energy.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
a bit of swagger.
You just carry yourself like an award winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what I would why I'd like to win an award is because I think it just feels like a nice bit of validation because and that for people that work on their own in a small box day in, day out.
Yes.
And sometimes you get an email back saying, yes, that was lovely, thank you. Or sometimes you're really lucky and you get an email back saying, that was lovely because I love you, or then you just go, yeah, fine, thanks. It actually is quite nice to have someone say, do you know what? You did a flipping good job of that. Well done, you. Yeah. And that must be a lovely
have a
feeling.
shiny thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
The closest I got was for an outtake that got nominated.
That was so funny. The bottom protection plate. I'll never forget
well
that.
Remember. I think, for me in that and marketing terms, I steered into the skid a little there and kind of, made people aware that was fun and things, and that's
totally.
It's made people think I won an award, so
yeah.
I mean,
Perfect.
arguably, that's the key. If people think you have, whether you have or you haven't, does not matter one iota.
Well,
Not
I was
really.
congratulated by a peer last week saying, well done, 2 years in a row. And I said, no, first one.
Nice.
Interesting.
Sometimes if many people believe something, you've kind of just got to go with it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
should never have said I've never won anything now. I've won loads. Absolutely loads.
Thank you so much, Leonie, for coming in and having a go at these scripts. And it's lovely. All of your details will be found in the show notes. So if you want to track down Leonie and give her lots of work, the show notes are the place to look.
And just a reminder that we'll also be putting today's scripts in the show notes so that you can have a read yourself and record yourself and play.
Indeed. Do send any voiceover questions to us at podcast@britishvoiceover.co.uk.
And don't forget, please like the podcast and subscribe on your favourite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. And feel free to give us a review if you feel moved to do so.
Yeah, please do. Well, that's it for this week. Thanks again to the amazing Leonie Schliesing. And many, many thanks to Clare Reeves for filling in for my usual podcast partner, Sam Boffin, on today's show. Tune in next week for more scripts, more wildcards, and another voiceover guest. This is where we do it all together, okay? We all say the name of the podcast. When we will be asking next week, how do you say that?
How do you say that?